Pattern making plays a key role in the garment production process. Patterns bring to life designs and sketches produced by fashion designers. On this channel, I'll teach you the principles underlying all garment types and the techniques employed by pattern makers to achieve amazing and fabulous styles. Hi, my name is Na Abele, and this is Patterns with Na. So to understand the principles, a female body is used. A female body is used for obvious reasons. A woman has breasts, and then the breast creates mounts. So the mounts then create looseness between the highest point of the breast and the chest. And so we need to hold out the looseness for the garment to fit perfectly, to create a three-dimensional effect. And that is what we are going to demonstrate now on this dummy. Well, I've already pinned up, I've put my paper on the dummy, as you can see. I've left out the loose parts for you to understand it. So when we look at the side, you can see the shape. And then the center front has been indicated. What this means is that now we are working on half view, and what it means is that on full view, the front will be covered completely. Since we are symmetrical, we'll just work on half view. And then the half view paired, we'll get it fully. So here we are. We've pinned this up. Look at the underarm. We need to mop up all the bits and the excesses in the underarm to send them somewhere. Now when this is done, we then introduce a dart to suppress the fullness created by the breast, to create a bust dart. This is it. I'll just go very quickly. I'm saying that all the fullness and the looseness in the underarm will be brought to the front. That is what creates this looseness. But we cannot go around with our garments looking like this. So this has to be suppressed. And then we'll suppress it by introducing a dart, which is the bust dart. And so we introduce a dart here to hold out the excess. To hold out the excess as the bust dart. So you can see this garment lies comfortably around this dummy. Good. So now let's go down to the waist. You can see the waist also has looseness. After the pin up, right here, if we want this to fit the dummy beautifully and comfortably, we need to introduce another dart to take out the excess here. And so we hold this out. We hold the excess, we take the excess out by introducing another dart, which now becomes the waist dart. So these are the two main areas where suppression occurs naturally. So by suppression, as I've already stated, we are suppressing the excess. We are suppressing the excess. So we are suppressing the excess by using darts. That's it. So I'm going to show you how this is also demonstrated on a card, what we call the block. I'll go into that, but for now, let's look at it. Now when we look at this is a block, it's a bodice block. When you look at it, we see a wedge here. That's a dart. That indeed is the bust dart. There's another wedge here, which is the waist dart. So if I open this up, let's go to our dummy and let's relate it to our dummy. When we open this up, there is a dart here. That's a dart. This is the bust dart. And then our waist dart is also represented as this. So I hope you understand that. Yes. So let me pin it, and then let's do some more interesting things with the darts. Now these are the areas where the darts occur naturally. But the good thing is that we are not compelled to leave all our clothes in just these two, all the darts in our clothes in just these two areas. We can actually move the darts around to create very interesting styles. So I'm going to do that now. So let's say, for instance, that we want a style with a dart in the armhole. How do we use the existing darts to create that style? So we move these darts. So let's move one single dart for now. So let's move the bust dart. We can move the bust dart and then bring the excess here to the armhole. And then we get this style. So now we have a style in the armhole, which is actually the bust dart which has been transferred to the armhole. Remember, our waist dart is still in its place. What if we further, want to move this dart around to create more styles? We can do that. So we can still move this dart to the side. For instance, let's say we want a side dart in our dress. We can move this dart. So now we've moved our dart to the side. So as you can see, the dart now has come to the side. So we have a side dart in our dress. The waist dart is still where it is. It occurs naturally. So we have a side dart and a waist dart. Now let's try and work on our waist dart too. We can also move the waist dart. So let's do that. I'm just going to move the bust dart back to where it was. So let's move it. As you can see, just follow. I'm moving the bust dart the side. I've pinned it up nicely. So the bust dart is going back. Mopped up everything in the armhole. And then we have our bust dart where it was originally. That's it. So we have our bust dart here. Good. So now let's work on our waist dart. So we'll see what we can also do with the waist dart. We can do a lot. So let's move the waist dart, let's say for instance to maybe the side. Let's move it to the side first to create a French dart. What we call the French dart. Yeah. Yes. So now we have the waist dart as a side dart. It's right here. So we have our waist dart here as a side dart, and the bust dart remains where it occurs originally. Now let's do further manipulation with the waist dart. We can also move it to the front. We can move it to the front. We can move it here to create a very beautiful style in front. Yes, so that's the waist dart. It's now in front, right here. And indeed, we can move it around, as you can see. Indeed, we can move both darts into different locations. So while the waist dart has been moved to the front, we can also move the bust dart Where should we move it? Let's move it to the front. Let's create a beautiful style here with it. I'll cut it up a bit to reduce the excess. So let's send our buzz dart here. That's it. So we have our buzz dart right here. That's it. And then see what we have now. So we have our buzz dart to the front, almost into our neckline, and then our waist dart to the center front. Very interesting style. Indeed, we can move. Any more suggestions? Let me get your suggestions in the comments. So that's it. We can let's do further movements. Let's move it from here. Let's move the buzz dart again all the way here to create another beautiful style right here. That's it. So we have our waist dart to the front, and then our buzz dart rather to the front, and then the waist dart is also to the front. These are all beautiful styles we can create simply by moving our darts around. This brings us to the first principle of pattern making, which is dart manipulation. We can move the darts around within the same fit and the construct of the block as I showed you to create different styles. But the fit will be the same, the size will be the same, but the styles will be different. For today's video, it's just to show you this on the dummy so that you understand the fundamentals. Now, subsequently, we'll move into our table using our block, and then we'll work on our flat pattern making. Thank you for staying with us. Please remember to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and share this video. Remember to click the notification bell for more videos before we're going to work. We're going to get lists and see you in the next video.